Welcome along to the Spanish Grand Prix here in Barcelona, Circuit de Catalunya, where a lot of drivers will probably know this circuit like the back of their hand. They've probably done rigorous testing around here and all that kind of stuff. Well, probably not actually in this modern day and age of Formula One, but back in the day, this used to be the ground of where you'll be pounding around the circuit. It's probably more like Bahrain now, isn't it? Rather than Barcelona. But anyway, these drivers will know this circuit quite fondly indeed, I'm sure of it. And also, of course, we've gone back to the old configuration of the circuit as well. I think it's the second or third time the ALR has gone back to this configuration now, which is much better, I think, than that Mickey Mouse chicane, and it's back to the 2005 and before coordination. No, that's not right, is it? Configuration. That is the Badger. Marsky first out on circuit, becoming a bit of a tradition now for Marsky in silver, which hasn't been the best of season so far for the man who was silver. Silver. Man who was runner up. Well, technically was silver last season then, but unfortunately this season hasn't gone too well for Marsky, has it then? And I do think that's very similar potentially to Percy of having just a bit of a championship hangover from the last season, maybe. Hello, Sirius Rusher reads first and holla, good luck, also Skilver or Skyver, says Sirius Rusher. I gotta say, to be honest, it's getting harder and harder for me to do comms on Sunday at the moment, mainly because of. Hopefully my landlord's not listening. Mainly because it is so blimey cold in my flat, and I must admit I'm actually spending a lot of the weekends up at the siblings at the moment because I'm so cold. That's all I can say. And to be fair, I'm not really keen on living in a cold flat anymore. That's my excuse anyway. Why is it different to Mondays? Well, because I usually just come back from work on Mondays, commentate on this, and then go straight to bed. Now the final turn it. Here we go then. May ran off Sean, remember, as down into turn one they go. I must admit, I can't remember that much, but I must admit, I have been sleeping non-stop for the past couple of days. Well, I haven't actually, to be fair, but I would love to. I think Sunday I was asleep for quite a long period of time, to be fair. On board then with Marsky then to set us on our journey, gone purple in sector one, but of course, obviously the first ride to go through. But what I want to talk about today. Well, of course, I've got to talk about ALR F1, but also about the new car liveries, because I must say, last week's presentation of the Formula One, the launch F1, the F175, was a lot better than what I thought it'd be. Maybe I'm just listening to too many people on the interweb these days, but I thought the F175 was amazing last week, or last Tuesday, wasn't it? It was absolutely fantastic. I absolutely loved it. Of course, there are some bits where I didn't love, of course, but to be honest, sadly, that kind of goes with all this pedantry and stuff like that. But the question is, what's your favourite livery? I must admit, I got a real soft spot for the Race and Ball livery, which is now called Race and Balls rather than RB, and which is a much better team name than RB. I mean, RB just sounds absolute rubbish, doesn't it? Really. May ran off. I thought you was on about me running off. Let's be honest, I don't run anywhere. The Duke, who has gone fastest there in the McLaren Mercedes, replacing Nigel for this event, as Nigel's not participating in the Spanish Grand Prix, sadly, this season. But yeah, I'd like to hear what your favourite liveries are. I do like the Alpine livery as well. I really do. It's gone back to a bit more of a tradition blue, which is quite cool. And also, there's not many black carbon fibres being shown as well, which is much better as well. I really like the Kick Sauber's livery as well, actually. Of course, it's trying to transition into black. I absolutely love that. Reflections go full fast, getting some good points last time out for reflections. There's chicken soupy thingy in 6th position. Nameless second fastest at the moment now. 3/10 of a second away from Duke at the moment, who's currently fastest at this moment in time. X-Gamer, former Grand Prix winner in this championship, currently just starting as that one. R2B, of course, a Grand Prix winner in the opening race of the season, but since then it has been a bit downhill for R2B, hasn't it? Of course, a man who was very much his traditional format in Grand Prix racing was 100%, wasn't it? But he has transitioned in recent years into Grand Prix racing, and has done a really good job indeed. And as Sirius Russia says, May ran off, and who currently goes up fastest as well. full RB is now the V card. V card. I thought it was the Race of Bulls. Is it now V carb again? Is it? Oh goodness me. Basically, it just shows it's just important to have a really good team name, isn't it? I reckon they should go back to Minardi personally, but that's just me. And it just shows how old I am in this new era of Grand Prix racing. Hello, good luck, Silver, and hello to a Mushroom there. On board of Vessier, currently in the Williams, unlucky not to get a good result. Well, he got a decent result, Vessier did, but I feel that he probably could have and should have got better position, but he was great, wasn't he, in a Imola a week ago, was Vessier, and hopefully he can repeat that here tonight. Come on, pimp! Goodness me. Going over the Cox corner, which of course Jonathan Cox had the most horrific of shunts back in his was it his 50th Grand Prix start in ALR? Goodness gracious me, of course we haven't had Jonathan Cox on the grid now for many moons, have we? Unfortunately, as a Vesser coming through turn 12 and into turn 13, we've got a yellow flag out there. Yellow flags in qualifying, we're not too concerned. By across the grid, Hatchins out and Vestia goes 11th fastest, slowest of the time runners so far. 18 people, RIP Silver. Shameful behaviour indeed. Jay Hings, I love the helmet design as well. To be honest, we had a couple of drop out very late on, and Smithy did try and see if some of the bronze drivers wanted to have a bash, but unfortunately to no avail. I would have liked to have had a bash, but let's be honest about it, but that's not the kind of bash that Smithy was looking for, to be honest. 2 no-shows, says Farf, who's Farf in the comments there. Of course, and talking to Farf, Jay Hings just went through Farf corner as well. Of course, that is not as infamous as John Cox's crash there, but of course, the reason why I call it Farf corner is because I remember quite, I don't think Farf liked it too much, but Farf did crash there in gold a few moons ago as well. I named it Cox corner, useless back then. Warning to everyone, Delando is sandbagging. Oh goodness me, says Colin B is out at the final turn. There comes Jay Hings there. Over the grid hatch as well, over the line, and Jay Hings goes 7th fastest. Delando is currently 4th at the moment in the Alpine machine, but yes, he has got the sandbags out there. And talking of sandbags, we're going to have a lot of sandbags potentially. Well, we will have a lot of sandbags in the Bahrain testing coming up, starting on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Only 3 days of testing. I love the fact there's only 3 days of testing, because that means that teams doesn't have time to fix what's going wrong with the cars, which makes it very exciting for Australia, and which is the first round of the championship in 2025, and that's exactly what it needs to be. I do like Bahrain, but I'm a traditionalist. Australia should be round 1 then. Yeah, boy, Farf corner. I offered to join, but no luck. I don't know why, says Ultimate Beast, and the former world champion, the man who's got a lot of podiums to his name. I haven't got my spreadsheet up yet, to be honest, so shame on me. And here's Kiki, one last time out. He's going for 2 wins in a row if he can do it there. For Ultimate Beast, by the way, 25 subscribers away from the magical 700 there, so hopefully we can get that before the end of the season. I really hope so. I've got everything crossed. As Mr. Raging Bull out of bounds there, which means that he's going to have another bite of the cherry. Here's Kiki, just coming through at turn 5 then as well. Favre doesn't remember what happened. Doesn't remember what happened so slow. There's Kiki there out of Favre corner, coming out of Cox corner as well. To be honest, it's a shame we don't have more ALR legendary drivers named after corners, do we? To be honest, we should probably maybe one day try and complete a track. Kiki's back end is too floaty, and Kiki is probably going to be frustrated in the McLaren Mercedes team, and is going to have another bite of the cherry as well. Yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing for F1 this week. I'm glad that Tessa's back. Sadly, I'm at work for Wednesday and Thursday. I did get the Friday off though, so I'll be sat in front of the TV for 10 hours or so, because I am that sad of a man, but I do love it, and I also like seeing the new cars out on circuit as well. And I must say, I'll be planting my rear posterior right in front of the TV from 8 o'clock or whenever it starts, all the way through to that checkered flag in the afternoon. I love it. Good stuff indeed. Mr. Raging Bull then, who's coming into Favre corner. There it is then, Favre corner. I don't think it's as difficult these days, Favre corner, is it? And nor is the Cox corner either. Both, of course, we've got a lot more downforce on these cars now. And also remember as well, I think that Mr. Raging Bull is on an in-lap here. And also remember now, we've got ground effects cars. And back in those days where Favre and Cox crashed, was well, they didn't have ground effect, did they? Mushrooms fence in Spa, absolutely down at the exit of Puyong. But I must say, if anyone manages to get into the fence in in Puyong where Mushroom crashed in F2, I'll be absolutely amazed. But I don't know how he got down there in the first place. So I'm gonna have to refresh myself. Of course, that's one of our, I think that's our best TikTok video of ALR's account so far. Which, to be honest, we don't do very well on TikTok because I must admit I don't really know much about TikTok. It's too much effort for me. I'm more Nameless, and of course, full fast at the moment. Nameless is taking the lead in the World Championship last time out in after the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix for Nameless, and of course Nameless really had a horrific start to the season, and in this such short stint of a season, this season only 16 rounds, and we're on round 8 tonight, or 7, I can't remember which. Nameless up to third fastest. I would have thought that would have been crucial. Gamer has gone 7th fastest. Jay Hings there 5 seconds down, and so we'll look at someone else. We're going to look at Riley, who's in 9th position. Then Reflections is just a whisker in front of him. R2B out of 4th corner. Nameless had a horrific start to his campaign, but since round 2 or 3, he has been absolutely on a mission, hasn't he? I think it was a Japanese Grand Prix. Nameless has not looked back, has he? And he's taken lead in the driver's stand-ins now, which is fantastic stuff indeed. On board then with R2B. Ooh, of course, it's R2B getting a bit squirrely then, coming out of turn 12, out of turn 13. Going to the lines, right? Only 18 runners and riders tonight then, but of course only the top 10 score. R2B did not find time towards the end of the lap, unfortunately. Riley is still 9th at the moment there, but we're coming across the line now, and Riley goes 7th fastest. Delando, as we just heard, there's Reflections in the pits. We just heard from Colin B that Delando might be sandbagging there, and he has backed off out of far Cox Corner there. So I think that Delando, did he find some time, or did he make a mistake? Well, we'll find out. Here's Marsky, who's used a lot of battery, and we haven't even exited sector 1 yet. 6 minutes ago in this qualifying session. Yeah, done. Now stuff that. It's now stuff out then Puyol sounds better, says Mushroom. Don't worry, Mushroom, I'm sure we'll find a corner which is synonymous to you. We'll have to go through the archives. 10 per second up in the second split time now for Marsky. Marsky hasn't had much of battery on this lap, has he? But maybe that is the way to go. Using a lot of battery down that start-finish straight. Of course, I remember when Murray Walker used to talk about this circuit on the F1 97 game. That shows how old I am. And he says this is very untraditional to have a long start-finish straight in a modern Grand Prix circuit. Well, I wouldn't say it's very untraditional these days, as Marsky goes 7th fastest there, and it's now the meet in the Alpine sandwich. Or is it the Alpine baguette then? Let's not go down that road. We got Kaidao in 14th position. Well, Mr. Raging Bull having another bite of the cherries up. We're going to stick with Kaidao for a minute as he is further along the lap, but that Haas car looking very uncompliant in the old rear. Out of Cox Corner, down the back straight, and of course there's been a lot of modifications on this circuit. It feels like that they went to make it a bit more overtakey, if that's a word, and it's now gone back to the to the traditional circuit that they used before they modified it. Really up there. So all that effort, and in the end nothing came out. It's a bit like the IndyCar and Champ Car split in the late 90s, early 2000s. As you can tell, I've been reading up on a lot of motorsport as of late. May Ranoff is currently in 6th fastest. I'm looking for someone else on circuit. No one is out at the moment, so it's May Ranoff currently on pole position for the Spanish Grand Prix, but we've got 4.5 minutes to go in this qualifying session. And ooh, baguette. Indeed, ooh, baguette. Luckily, we're in Spain. I don't really know what Spain's famous for in terms of the food quantity, which a man of my stature should know more about that, to be fair. But having said that, I'm a man of delicate cuisine, which usually involves ham sandwiches and cheese rolls. And that's about it, to be honest, which I can't cook. It's May Ranoff coming down the back straight, but he is coming back into the pits. I can't think of a Spanish dish, then, which I know Gordo is going to be absolutely devastated by that. Of course, Gordo is a bit of a chef himself. Especially with his chicken soup thingy, which used to be the talk of the town, didn't it? In the comment section when Norsley was doing the commentary on Silver. But sadly, because I'm in the commentary box, there's not a lot of delicacy in the commentary box, but there is a lot of delicacy on the circuit. 0.3 of a second up on the Duke. And that means Mayronov is currently on pole position with 3.5 minutes to go. Has he got time for one more run? Potentially. But he will have no new tyres for the Grand Prix, of course. And only 3 sets of soft tyres, of course. There is Gordo out on circuit. Here is Delando, who had a horror show for Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. And he wants to bounce back. Now then. Tapas, says Serious Mushroom. What is tapas? I'm going to be honest, I know what a tapas is, but I don't know what a tapas is. Oh goodness me, I'm certainly going to be brought up to the stewards, but in this one, and probably also get thrown into the HR facility as well. Also, Paletta, I think, says Gordo. I love to say that the chicken soup thingy was my law, but I think it's my uncle that started it. But I would still say, Gordo, that is within the family, so you could also lay claim to that as well. And also, you're too honest in the comments, because I would have claimed that as mine anyway, but maybe that just shows the man I am. Almost 2 tenths of a second up, but Delando is in the first intermediate split time. Of course, the circuit is split up by 3 sections, as it is in every circuit. I don't know if they do that in MotoGP now or not, because they used to have 4 sections, didn't they, which always used to throw me when I watched it on Eurosport all those many years ago. But sadly, it's now behind an even bigger paywall than Eurosport. Then as they're coming through the Cox corner, then DRS at the exit of the Cox, and now diagonally straight then, so you want to get an outside, you want to reduce the slip angle. Beautifully done there. Oh, that's not beautiful though for Delando. He has made a mess, but let's see how much of a mess he has made then, because the second sector I didn't see it because I was too concentrated on Delando's rear posterior. Out of turn 13 he comes now then, on the power, over the grid. Hatchins, start line is up now, 3rd fastest, and even though I said it's a mess, I reckon that slip is costing pole position here. A minute and a half to go in this qualifying session. Delando is currently on the 2nd row of the grid, and Flippy is nowhere to be seen now. I think he's behind that Rolex. I'm not sure if he's wearing a Rolex, but I think he's stuck. He is stuck, and Flippy's out. Oh, he's back on the circuit now then, but I think a lot of drivers may not be happy with that. Jay Hinks is on the lap, but I think he's abandoned this lap then, because there's so much traffic out there. Gordo has also abandoned as well. Vasseur starting his lap. What about Mr. Raging Bull then? Down the back straight we go. 51.3 then for Raging Bull. Raging Bull has not set a time just yet, and he's had 2 laps invalidated, has Mr. Raging Bull. And also a lot of Harrison as well at the exit 11 there. That's not ideal for the Mercedes-Benz driver coming over the start-finish line now then, of course, and coming across the line, and Mr. Raging Bull goes 12th fastest. And good stuff indeed there for Mr. Raging Bull. We're going to look at Vasseur. Oh, Vasseur invalidated. He's got to do some harvesting now, but both Willies are 16th and 17th at the moment. Farfus invalidated this lap as well. And unfortunately, the reason why Farfus done that, I think he must have cut the circuit then on his run out of the final turn there. Unfortunately, Delando coming across the line there, so Delando's going to go for it. He's got one more shot. Oh my gosh, my phone's very loud. Oh, goodness gracious me. Nameless going. 3, 2, 1. That is it! And that is it then, and Gamer comes across the line. It's currently 6th fastest at the moment. What about the Haas? Reflections is just outside the top 10. It's 11th fastest for the Haas. The second Haas of Kaidao coming across the line, and Kaidao! Great time there for Kaidao. And that Haas team are separated by 1,000th of a second. Magnificent stuff for the Haas team. That shows how incredibly tight the Haas are. Marsky, a great qualified performance so far. He can get even better. He's on row 5 at the moment, Marsky is coming across the line. Stays on row 5 as well. R2B goes 7th fastest then for R2B. What about Mr. Raging Bull? He got a second time in, 14th fastest in there for Mr. Raging Bull. The Duke has gone at 2nd fastest there. For the Duke has gone at 2nd fastest there. And Jay Hinks is third. Kiki's gone wide and is invalidated his time, got stuck on the curb. And Floofy's in the pits, and Nameless out of the final turn. And can Nameless get on pole position? He's only 3rd fastest in this one. Delando is paired as well, and Lewis Riley has also had issues on his side. That has Vasseur done enough? But he's 3/10 of a second up. Vasseur is currently Mayronov is on pole position. What about Vasseur? 15 fast in the end. It's a horror show for the Williams and the Ferraris. It's Mayronov on pole position for the Spanish Grand Prix. Well, fantastic stuff indeed there. But it's a horror show for the Williams and the Ferrari. Look at that. Williams, Ferrari, Williams, and completes the final 2 rows of the grid. And my golly gosh, then that is not ideal at all for the Williams team, is it? But now let's get on to a more positive outlook. Mayronov gets his second pole position of the season. Mayronov has only got 1 point to his name so far for the RB then, so he needs to get some good points today because the championship is starting to fall away for it. I think the championship's already gone potential for Mayronov. How dare I say that with only 6 rounds gone then? But it's a short season, isn't it? In the years gone past, then Mayronov went with 23, 24 races on the board, might be able to sneak himself back in. Not on this season, I don't think. Then, so he's really got to cook now. Oh goodness me, I'm not sure if he's shocked about that pole position or delighted, but nevertheless, then he's quite happy. I'm sure he's quite happy with that. Then, Kiki. Ultimate Beast, not a happy chap with that. Then, when the race starts, Sean, he may run off with this. Oh gosh, you almost made me bring up my lunch there, Mushroom. May run off and just over half a tenth of a second quicker than Juku, who is on the front row of the grid. I have no pace on this game whatsoever, says Irvine. Join the club, Irvine. Sadly, I've got no pace either. I'm going backwards, not forwards. I was so sad after Imola last week, I must say. Literally, the second stint, I was so slow. I was fuming. Absolutely fuming. I was fuming that much that I went on Call of Duty and made myself even worse then. Yeah, good stuff indeed then. Thank you very much to Dan, who has subscribed to the YouTube channel. Thank you very much. We need to put those alerts on, really, don't we? Right, driver standings then. It is Nameless, who leads the championship by 6 points from Kian, who is not here tonight. This is an opportunity for Nameless to extend his lead in the World Championship. Third position, Delando. Horror show for Delando last week, but can get himself back into this. Only 12 points separates the top 3. Only 19 points separates the top 4 with Jay Hings on 64 points, 19 points away from Nameless. And then Kiki, great win last night. He's 30 points away from Nameless. He's got an outside chance, but he needs that consistency. Sixth position is R2B, only 44 points away from the top, from Nameless as well. R2B, and he's had a horror show last couple of races. Flippy in seventh position there, of course. Flippy first, I think, sadly didn't really had an issue before we even got to turn 1 last week, didn't we? Unfortunately for Flippy, what have I done? I don't know what I've done, to be honest. Whoops. Interval, that's what I want. Those are the tyres on the left-hand side. Then we've got Vesser in 8th position on 24 points, 23 for Camaro. And then Nigel completes the top 10. Constructors' Championship, Red Bull are leading by 19 points from Aston Martin in 2nd position. Alpine are 11 points away from the magical 100. 73 points from McLaren Mercedes, but only one McLaren is going to be scoring tonight with Duke in the other McLaren. That's nothing against Duke, he's just a reserve driver. 5th position is the Williams team on 35 points, and they've got to go a long way to get some points here tonight. 15th and 18th, horror show for the Williams team. Mercedes in 6th position on 29 points. 19th for the Ferrari, same for Ferrari. 16th and 17th there, 2 constructors who have had an appalling qualifying. Haas in 8th position on 12 points, 6 points for Kick Sauber. RB only 1 point at the moment, and that was actually scored by May Ranoff, who might run off. But Soft's game over. Which Dan? Dan or Dan, says Serious Mushroom. I don't, he's just called Dan on YouTube, so it could be any Dan, to be fair. But thank you very much for the subscription as well. Of course, if you're watching, fantastic. Of course, throw your name in the conversation. I'll give you a proper shout out. May Ranoff, pole position, number 2 of his career. Alongside him is Duke with 3rd position, Nameless. Nameless is on soft. And then we've got Jay Hings in 4th position. Delando in 5th. Delando then, Delando we thought was Sandbag in, set Collins B. However, for Delando, that didn't go too well. Flippy in 6th position. Hopefully he'll get further than what he did last week. 7th position is Gamer. R2B in 8th position. Kiki in 9th. Made a mistake on his final lap there for Kiki. That's frustration there for the man who won last week. Riley in 10th position, the second Alpine machine. 11th position is Marsky. Great qualifying for Marsky with Kaidal in Reflections. That's as best as that Haas car is going to get within a thousandth of a second of each other in qualified. Mr. Raging Ball in 14th position. Vesser in 15th with Gordo in 16th. Irvine 17th. Farf is gone soft in 18th position. I doubt Farf is ever soft, to be honest, but he has got soft tyres on this occasion. Would be pillars. Cool. Could be pillars. I thought the serious one said cool. He said could. As Marsky's a little out of position on the grid there by the looks of things, but we're waiting for those lights. There they are. 4, 3, 4, 5. Lights are on then. It's a pause, and we are racing, and it's going to be a drag race go down to turn one. That King Salvage had an appalling start there. That's it. It's getting very squirrely, but the Duke has taken the lead already. It's free abreast going into turn one. Who's going to break first contact? Just like last week, however, this time it looked Mayron off the pole. It's already down into 5th or 6th position there, and it's a terrible start then. No, he's back up in the 3rd position actually. I thought he dropped all the way down to 5th at one point, with Jay Hings is fighting the pole sitter and cuts across Mayron. Oh God, there's the 2 Williamsons out. They've already had a scrap earlier on this season, and they're going to have another one. As Farfus now on the inside there. Remember Japan a few weeks ago, but Farfus has yellow flags and there's yellow flags, and when the Haas cars drop to the back of the field, it's Kaida is getting very cozy in the midfield there. There's cars all over the show. There's more contact then as Farfus getting his elbows out there. The game is up 3 positions. He's having an electric start to this one. Dilando, one of the championship favourites, and is having issues. Yellow flag, yellow backfield. Kaida is off the circuit at Farf corner, I believe it is. And look at this, and it is getting very precarious in the midfield. R2B up 2 positions as well. The great start from a few drivers out there, and this has been a very entertaining, very electric start. And Riley's had a horror show start, and as Mayron up there is teleporting into the pit lane, but back on circuit. That one completed. The gap is 2/10 of a second. We've already got Slipstream then, as it is Gamer all over the back of the pole sits, and then we're on board with Gamer with the Ollie Bearman there. Oh goodness me, Mayron after his cutting, just teleporting back onto the racing line there. That's not going to be ideal then for Gamer, who's trying to overtake then, as now as we got Mayron up, who's dropping down the order. He's down into 5th position now. I wonder if he made a mistake there. No, he's back up into 2nd there, and I think that some drivers may not be too impressed with that. Into the pits comes the medium shod Haas car. Down 5 positions is Riley. Unfortunately, Riley having a horror show. Down 6th position is Kaida. Up 8 position is Farfan. Farfan's thrown it, has come through the field like a hot knife through butter. Soft runners is on a 2-stop, or it's going to be really bad. Hard's useless it brains then, says Serious Russia. I apologise, I read that completely wrong then, but you get the cut of Serious Russia Jim. Top 2 have just absolutely run away, but of course they're on the soft compound tyres, of course. And it's Mayor on that bed, who is having a bit of connection issues there, isn't he? There, so oh my gosh, on the outside goes Delando. Flippy's going to have to yield for the time being. Then, as goodness me, it's a top 2 now, almost 2 seconds away. Serious Russia is not convinced by the soft runners for the opening stint of this Grand Prix. Nameless has lost the lead because Duke has taken the lead there, and now we've got Gamer, who is through. And Jay Higgs is through as well, going down into turn 1. Is that contact? Mayron after is having issues with the connection, and also is now losing time hand over fist there. So Mayron up there, oh goodness me, he's back in the 6th position there. Dilando then is going, oh my goodness me, it almost contact there as he went ghostly into wherever we was there, turn 4 or 5 it was around here. My goodness me, that's going to be very precarious indeed. The hard time's gone on for Kaidon, and that's 30 laps he's going to have to go if he wants to make it a 1-stopper. I don't think that can be done, to be honest. We'll ask Mushroom, who's down in the pit lane, who would tell us all about tyres. He loves tyres, I say, Mushroom. Absolutely, of course, very much a man who knows a lot about the round rubber. That free. Duke leads, as I don't think Duke's ever won a Grand Prix, has he? Let me take a look at my stat book, shall we? And see if I am right or wrong. I am wrong. No, I am right for once. Of course, Duke's best position was actually 7th position. So Duke has never finished higher than 7th in his Grand Prix career so far. That 4. And now, as we're going to be seeing a lot of this tonight, then, as there's going to be a lot of slipstream. And look at this, and it's Nameless cut across there, doing a bit of weeping. It's extreme there for Nameless. Remember, Lewis Hamilton got a warning. No chance, real bad. Hamilton got a warning in 2010 and 2011 against Petrov in the Malaysian Grand Prix for excessive weaning there, but he didn't do it in the break, and so did he, and nor did Nameless either. And so it might just be a warning from the stewards, but nothing more than that. Game we're on board with now in the Mercedes, all over the back of Jay Hings, who's up in the 3rd position. Jay Hings has certainly been the man who has very much been inconsistent. Has just been consistent. He's been a consistency machine so far, as R2B, not R2B, sorry, Jay Hinks there. And just like in his bronze career, and just like in his bronze career challenge as well. Goodness, I've been playing too much F1 challenge. Jay Hinks very much was, I think he was third or second at that championship at the end, but it's all about consistency for Jay Hinks. And once again, like last season, Jay Hinks does not make any mistakes. It's very rare that the Red Bull driver makes any mistakes. And then after, but unfortunately for Jay Hinks, he has got a whole host of hungry drivers around him. Gamer's gone a bit wide there. I think that might be our first warning for Gamer, but Gamer's not going to be concerned about that now, then, is he? He's only concerned about getting past. He's through Hinks. R2B, this is great to see R2B back in the thick of things. We haven't seen R2B this high up for a long time. Maybe since Australia, as R2B is through and moves himself back up into fourth position. A great start there for R2B. Jay Hinks now down to fifth. Jay Hinks is a driver that doesn't panic, so he's not going to panic at this stage. He knows that that's the power of the DRS around here. Without Farf in 10th position, it was indeed, but Farf unfortunately is out of DRS. And shout out to Kiki, he's still pacing forward, so serious mushroom. Goodness gracious me. I don't want to shout about too much, then of course, as Kiki always seems to have issues when Serious Mushroom says his name then, but he did just say Key instead of Kiki. So he might just get away with that at the moment. Kiki has always had the pace, we've never doubted that, but unfortunately, a couple of issues has always occurred on race day, hasn't it, there for Kiki? But let's see how this one goes then. As a long way to go in this race. Still, the soft tires are looking very strong still, and they have gained another couple of tenths over third place and back. Farfo is not in DRS, and I think that's going to be crucial in this Grand Prix. Alafan turn on board with Flippy, then of course as Gordo is having issues, and Nameless is taking the lead, but Gordo is into the pits, and what's happened to the Ferrari driver? We'll come back to that in a minute. There's we're back into turn one, then there's all over the show into turn one. There's also Vessier and Favre, and there's a William Williams in there as well, and that's also reflected. So the two Williams have come to blows, haven't they, in the Japanese Grand Prix? Of course, I keep bringing it up because I love a bit of needle between the drivers. It's good stuff indeed, especially when Favre is involved. Oh my word! And Marsky up the inside, but Vessier's going to hold on to that one. It's the soft tires going off now. I feel they are. So Vessier's going to throw it up the inside here, and he runs a bit. He runs into Marsky. I think that's a lot of understeer on that Williams car. Farfen, who's lost out now, and I think the Farf is struggling on those soft tyres. But the two at the front then seem to be doing well on those soft tyres at the moment. R2 driving like a customer, Skip paying there. It was now in third position is R2B, whilst we was wondering what was going on with Gordo. Gordo's gone onto the medium compound tyres, and so Gordo's going to have to pit again surely. I wonder what R2B is. I wonder what R2B has not paid for, maybe. So maybe Serious Mushroom can enlighten us on that inside gossip. Duke has retaken the lead then. Let's go back to this battle here then, because R2B, who is now dropped down into second position, fourth position in this one, second in the queue. Here comes Mayron up the inside, but R2B, wow, fantastic. Stays in fourth position and keeps the car with momentum there, and somehow holds it on the outside and is still in fourth position. That's great going from R2B there, and he is driving superbly well today as Marsky has got through and up into the top 10. This is great driving from Marsky as well. I tip my toupee off to him. I don't have a hat on, sadly, but so I tip off my favourite wig I've got on at the moment. And sadly for Marsky and Co, though, they are going to be under the cosh, though, because they're out of DRS range of the cars in front. They have got no DRS, which means they're going to be sitting ducks, aren't they? Sadly, there's no one in the Red Bull in that part of the circuit. And here's Flippy. He's having a look. Then Delando gives him just about a Salver's cars whip. Nothing more, nothing less. And but look at this. Oh, now there's less of the cars whip because Delando, they're getting those elbows out and making sure that Flippy is not going to get that move done. Then he might get it done down the pit straight, though, here, because he's all over the gearbox now, the Alpine. And Pip never discusses business out of the final turn now, as Nameless has retaken the lead, going down into turn one then. R2B then has retaken for third position then. Of course, the pimp in this question is R2B, who's now up in the third position. I'm pimping out that third position as well. Actually, he's probably not really, because he wants to keep that third position, I'm sure of it. Farf there. So Farf is probably going to try and get to lap 11, 12, or maybe 13. But those medium tires, and then try and get the medium tires onto the end of the race. I think he's done a really good job, actually, Farf in the other soft runners up. But I do feel, though, that it's going to be very difficult to go on medium tires, so it has to be hard tires. Do you think the hard tires can get to the end from here, though? Do you think the hard tires are going to be still in good nick? I do think they probably won't be in good nick if they pit now and maybe have to eke it out some more. Back on board J Hings, who about a few laps ago was up into third position. He's dropped back down to 6 now, but that is the DRS effect then. We are expecting pit stops in a not too distant future. A couple more laps potentially. Mayron Ben's connection has stabilised now, which is good stuff indeed there. He's only scored 1 point so far this season. And look at that, R2B is absolutely pulling away there, hand over fist there from the Mercedes. As Nameless and Duke there once again swapping positions there. Vesser's the first driver into the pits and for a scheduled stop. And oh my goodness gracious me. And look at that as Flippy Delando into turn 1 then. We've had infamous crashes out of the pass end. Is this going to be another one? No, it's not then. Both drivers are... Oh, that's not a good camera angle for what we're watching at the moment now. Delando dropping down into 8th position. Kiki there is very much just snapping at his heels. And Farf, who is... Oh, contact with Farf, and goodness me. And that's allowed reflections through. Did Farf not give Mr. Rage much room then as he went into... he just, I think, do you reckon he cut off Mr. Rage? So what did Mr. Rage give give himself as much room as he should have done? I watched it again, to be honest. That's what the stewards are there for, luckily. R2B, I reckon he pulled out a bit of put the power down a bit, put down his toe, and decided then to really go for it. But R2B, unfortunately, is not being able to get out of DRS. And now look at that, he's sunk right back into this DRS train here. Of course, DRS train is then where you've got a gaggle of cars, and then it's kind of very much equaled itself out there. Farfa's got past Reflections there. Reflections dropped down the order. He's lost 2 positions there on the final stage of the lap then. But so he got R2B and Gamer also swapping position as well, going down into turn 1. There they are. And there they go then. As goodness gracious me. And now Riding's got past as well. Farfa looks like he's a sitting duck with no DRS there. And dropped down into 13th position. There goes Farfa. Teammate Vesser is into the pits on the last lap then. Back at this gaggle here. It's the battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Of course, the top 2 are 5 seconds in front then. Still doing a good job. Hards could make it, but they will be bad. Way slower than the medium tyres then. So, serious question, are you telling me that medium tyres are the way to go then? Softs to mediums? Is that what I'm hearing from the mushroom? That's why Gordo probably went to medium tyres as well, but those medium tyres are going to be well past their Sowboy date, which sounds like a lot of the food that's in my fridge. Nameless is leading, with Duke in 2nd position there. Of course, Nameless would like to have got a win last week, but remember, Nameless is all about the consistency at the moment, isn't he? Taking 1 Grand Prix after another, very similar to Nico Rosberg in the 2016 World Championship, where, of course, he beat the 7-time World Champion Lewis Hamilton in the same machinery as he did to the other 7-time World Champion in Formula 1, Michael Schumacher. Then, but albeit that's with a bit of a caveat there, because Schumacher, of course, was pass is best set. But of course, how do we not know that Rosberg would have equaled Schumacher at his best? We do not know, do we? And that's the beauty about Formula 1. Here comes R2B up into 3rd position now. As what about Metron Mayron I should apologise there. Serious Mushroom is slamming his fist down on the desk. I'm sure of it now with my with my pronunciation there. But Mayron who's in 5th position about there. J Hings in 6th with Flippy in 7th position and lock it up there. J Hings is pushing the RB. Oh, was that contact? I think that there might have been a slight bit of contact. Is that Red Bull was almost out of control. Unlike the real world of F1, of course, these cars, as Vesser's got our first penalty tonight then, as Mr. Rage and Bull has got past Irvine now in a very unusual place there, and up into 40 position. We heard Irvine in the qualifying build-up, just struggling for pace there, wasn't he? And really disgruntled at Irvine now, down in the 15th position now at this moment in time. He is the last of the runners not to pit yet either. I meant soft to hard is better than mediums to hard, says Serious Mushroom. What's happened? I was looking down and I've looked back up and it's Irvine off the circuit. And, oh dear. So, unfortunately for Irvine, then we just seen him lose a position. And now he's lost a lot of time as well. Back in the front, it's still status quo. So, we're going back to this incredible battle for the final podium place at the moment. But they're only on lap 12. We're just about 1/3 into the race distance. Flippy through. There's debris off one of the cars. I didn't see who it was. My word. But it's Mayron still in 5th position. They're still in 6th position. It's Flippy. Here's Delando on the outside there. And Delando knows that Jay Hings is involved in the championship fight as well. Jay Hings are on the ground, so I thought he was going to sail into the side of Delando. No dice at all there from Jay Hings' point of view. He knows how to control the car, even on the green stuff. Magnificent. And in 8th position there goes Jay Hings. Up into 7th position goes Delando. Kiki just keeping a watch and brief. Far into the pits, onto the hard tyres now. My goodness me, so I think the overcut around here is going to be quite powerful, isn't it? But with this, of course, with that DRS down the back straight, then it is fairly easy to overtake on. However, if you catch up to a driver on the mid part of the circuit, then of course out of turn 4, oh well, out of turn 3 probably, you're very much as one. Follow the leader, isn't it? There into the pits, then comes Duke. Into the pits comes Mayron. Is the first driver into the pits on the medium tyres, then on a scheduled stop. So the Duke is into the pits now. Nameless, they've got a 5-second lead. Those soft runs at the front have done an absolute magnificent job there. Kiki is now going to start to make moves. Not quite then. Kiki there just sitting back in 7th position. Made a mistake in qualifying. That is why he was starting further down the grid than he would have liked. Marsky, good job there. Oh, that's not a good job there from Mr. Raging Bull. Car not feeling at all happy there. And look at Reflections on the inside there. Mr. Raging Bull made a mistake. And Reflections now into 9th position. No, he isn't, because Mr. Raging Bull's gone on the outside. Magnificent indeed. And wow, that's great driving there. I've got to say, I thought he was going to sail off into the gravel there. Great stuff. Flip Flop Fish then. Flippy Floppy is currently in 4th position there. Mr. Raging Bull is in 9th there. Marsky doing a great job. He's now hunted down. Look at Marsky. Oh my goodness, he almost up. Well, he is up the circuit there. But he is pushing on. Marsky is now. And like R2B, Marsky is driving superbly well today. And I think that this is Marsky's best performance in silver this season. And that is magnificent to see indeed then. And look at that. Absolutely flying out there. Really good stuff indeed then. Going out of the final turn and into the pits comes Kiki as well. Nameless also into the pits. So then where is Nameless going to be compared to the Duke? Takes the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix. As Gamer I thought was gone then. What incredible save there for Gamer. But unfortunately that means he's lost a couple of tenths a second now. Flippy is all over the gearbox of the Mercedes driver. Look at this. All these drivers are on tenterhooks as they drive these cars to the limit and beyond there. Wow, incredible stuff. And by the way, if I call Flippy Flop Fish, then just of course blame Serious Bush. Then he gives me all these names, and then unfortunately just engraves into my head. Duke will not be able to make it if he's on medium until the end. Then says Goku. Then as now flying through the Cox corner. Then so where is Duke? Then I hear us that Duke is actually up into 8th position. And Nameless is in 10th position, but that's 1 lap difference then. So interesting. So Styles, do you think that Nameless is going to get to the end then? Because that's 1 lap difference. And is that how crucial this race is going to be? Is Duke and Nameless going to be able to make it to the end then on those medium tyres? Farf has got a warning. Delando almost going into the sea of the accident there. Into the pits is R2B and Flippy Floppy Fish. So they're both into the pits there. And we rejoin the leaders, which is Delando, which is Gamer and Jay Hings at the moment. Marsky, fantastic in 4th position there. Marsky was almost in Cox's ambulance there. Serious mushroom. Yellow flag. What's happened then? There's a problem. This happened then, and I'm not sure it was around this part of the circuit here. Then I do not know. I did not see what happened there, which is nothing unusual, is it, to be honest? Because let's be honest, but I missed a lot of things. Look at this then. As R2B and Flippy comes out in front of the McLaren and Kiki as well. And I reckon as May ran off, and it's lost a lot of positions here. I reckon that he must have had an issue with the pit stop or a wing change there for May ran off, because he's dropped all the way down the order. So Nameless has lost about 1.5 seconds, and that was probably more. Well, about a second and a half then. So, but now they've got clear track then. So, so Nameless and Duke have both gone to medium tires. R2B, Flippy, Kiki, Mayron, Lewis Riley, and Reflections and Gordo, who've all pitted at this phase of the Grand Prix, have all gone hard tires then. Tomorrow, rain and bronze. I called it. I need more than rain. I'm hoping it's going to snow tomorrow, so the race can get called off potentially. Out of the final turn then comes a gamer. Of course, it did snow around here, but of course, it didn't snow when the race was taking place. It snowed on. What year was it where it snowed then in the test? Of course, the test had started. Dilando to the lead of the Grand Prix, and but here comes the Mercedes and Gamer sniffing on the inside, now the outside, but he's going to, if he gets a good run now, turn three, that'll be magnificent, but nope, that's not the case. Also, Marsky's in the pits as well, so Marsky's extended his stint then, so Marsky's got 3 lap younger tyres than Mayron up it, and 3 lap younger tyres than Riley, who's just come out right behind him. Marsky's going to have to really get his toe down now, isn't he? And there they are, they've just come out the pits now. Marsky and Riley and Vessier is all pushing now, isn't it? But of course, as soon as Marsky get those tyres up in a comfortable window, then let's see how the kick Sauber does. Then back at the front, then near the top 3 at the moment. Goodness gracious me, I'm going no assist, so better not then, bro. You will not finish if you go no assist, says Goku. Go no assist, Mushroom. I reckon everyone in bronze should go no assist tomorrow, apart from me. To be honest, they'll probably run no assist anyway. Delando out of the couple of final corners then. So, are these guys going to try and get soft tyres on the go? We'll have a look at that in a minute, because look at this then. As we got Riley's got past. What about Vessier? Vessier all over the gearbox. That's a Ferrari off. And who is it? It is Gordo, who's had an issue. Delando's lost the lead. What's happened to Gordo? As Gordo is trying to recover, but he's down the order. There's a lot of polystyrene there. He's under. Riley's got a 3-second penalty. Damage to the Ferrari. And unfortunately for Gordo, that's a lot of frustration there for the Ferrari driver. It's been a horror show for season for Gordo, who was third in the championship in silver, and of course also won the 100% as well. But this year it's just not yielding the results that Gordo would want then, and that's unfortunate. That's why I can drive away. I can drive either way only because others don't. As a 3-second penalty now for Gamer. That is important, because I feel, look at that, and look at that, that penalty has really unstabilised, has really upset Gamer's rhythm, and it's lost out to Delando. Lap 17 out of 33 around here then. Edge of your seat stuff in this Spanish Grand Prix. Round 7 or 8 then, I need to count, but it is, we're about halfway through the World Championship now, and now comes Duke. He's through and into 4th position there. So this is interesting now. 10 seconds separates Duke and Nameless, and then Nameless and R2B. Then R2B is about 10 seconds away from Duke as well. So there's Nameless in the background. We just did another overtake then whilst I was waffling on, and here they are. Flippy, who's right behind R2B, who is now right behind Kiki, and Mayronav also getting penalties as well in the RB. But Mayronav will be liking as yellow flag there, as well as Irvine is struggling as well. I felt that frustration, Irvine, in bronze last week. There is all my tyres were just cooking, and I didn't understand why. As Marsky back into 11th position now, but Marsky has now got to really get out of that DRS range. He's really got to put his toe down now, otherwise he'll be dragging these drivers along then. Duke pushing too hard on the medium tyre set. Where does R2B keep his cane? Goodness gracious me. They didn't change the wing of Gordo, so Gordo is absolutely furious with Ferrari's strategy there, which I'm not surprised by, because Ferrari have had a bit of an infamous history with strategy, haven't they? Abu Dhabi 2010 comes to mind, to be honest. I know that that's shockingly about 14 years ago, which I'm horrified by, absolutely horrified. I remember it like it was yesterday. My word. It's like, it's Gamers into the pits now. So Delando and Jay Hinks say that. Let's see what Gamer goes on then. A smack bang. Well, he's going to do less laps on those hard tyres than he's done on the medium side, give or take. Mr. Raging Bull then just sticking back a moment. Mr. Raging Bull, Jay Hings and Delando have not stopped yet. Here comes Game Rat now, but he's lost a lot of track time by staying out for so long. Here comes R2B, now back into 6th position. R2B is Kiki in this battle as well. No penalty so far for Kiki. Just in the background, we've just seen Riley getting past Marsky. And Vessier has done 10 laps on those hard tyres. Those hard tyres are going to struggle to the end there. Gordo's back in the pits again. Sadly for Gordo, Ferrari did not change his wing there, which was not ideal at all from the Ferrari team. So Gordo is going to probably be having strong words after this race, and the Ferrari of the weekend has just got a lot harder with strategical calls like that, sadly. On board now with Flippy, who is in 7th position. The gap is about still 10 seconds in between Duke and Nameless. You just heard Ultimate Beast and the world champion from Silver mention about Duke pushing too hard on those hard tyres, and potentially Nameless might be as well, because Nameless is keeping with him. So is the medium tyres going to be able to get CM from here with that kind of pace? Then I must say it's getting very interesting indeed then, and I cannot wait then. As Jay Hinks has taken the lead into turn 1 then. But of course, as I know I should sound more excited about that, but of course they have been yo-yoing around, haven't they? And it'd be interesting to see where they get from here on in. Flippy, who's now back up into 6th position. What about Kiki? Is he going to follow him through here? Kiki is going to follow him through. No, he's not then. As R2B there just reduces the steering on the car and give Kiki just about a Mercedes, the McLaren, just a car's width there, and that is just about enough. That's all what Kiki wanted, and it's all status quo once again, but they're getting very hairy in this battle for 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th position there. Oh my gosh. And I really regret wearing this jumper now. So we got Jake Hings then, who's currently leading. 2nd position is Delando. So Delando, remember, and Jake Hings, both these drivers are fighting for the World Championship. I'm putting both drivers in the championship battle just because of Jay Hings' consistency, and of course Delando has shown flashes of speed as well. Into the pits comes Delando then. So now he's got 13 laps. Can the soft tyres do 13 laps then? Otherwise it's going to be hard tyres, and those hard tyres are going to be quite nice towards the end of this race then. As I'm saying soft tyres, I could hear a lot of drivers in the comments saying, what are you talking about, Mr. Commentator? I don't know. It is soft tyres. Oh, this is getting interesting. Here comes Arctic Beat and Flippy changing positions once again. Has Kiki got enough straight line speed in that McLaren? He has not. No, he has not. And Flippy keeps up position. Yellow flag. It's a Haas. It's off the circuit. And it's Kaidal in 4th corner, spinning the car around. But unfortunately, it's a nightmare race for the Ferrari and for Kaidal. And Reflections is struggling with pace in this second stage of the race. Then says me, but that might just actually be Reflections getting himself right into this one now. Beat and Flippy are in danger, are the danger ones now, says Serious Motion. Mediums to soft, bad core. Not soft, says Serious Motion there. Delando is out on softs now then. What was the longest stint we've seen on soft tyres? It was about 10 laps, wasn't it? I can't remember who did it there. They'll be bad at the end, says Serious Motion there. So Delando's got a lot of overtaking to do as well. Kaidal back in the pits, and a horror show for Kaidal. By the way, he's doing a great season this season, Kaidal. And Kaidal has had, that's a 3-second penalty. Jay Hinks is in the pits. I thought it was a 10-second penalty at first there, so I seen Hinks go in the pits there, but I did breathe a huge sigh of relief there. Kaidal, a horror show for season, but hats off for keeping going then for Kaidal. Really impressive stuff indeed. And a lot of intestinal fortitude, is that what they call it? I do not know. I'm trying to use big words and perhaps I've got completely got the wrong end of the stick on that one. Marsky's got the wrong part of the circuit by the looks of things, because he's got a 3-second penalty for his troubles. Riley, who's now just behind Delando's now up to 8th position, but I think he's only overtaken one car, has he? Or was there 2 drivers in the pits? I think it was 2 drivers in the pits, Sean. Sort it out. I thought you was meant to be watching the race. Goodness me. Back in the front. So status quo then, 2/3 race distance now. Lap 22, Duke leads, but look at that. Nameless is hunting him down there. He's eating into that lead there for Duke, who's trying superbly well. Duke has never finished higher than 7th, believe it or not, in his career, but he is pretty formidable, isn't he? Flippy in 3rd position there. Of course, Flippy has never finished higher than 4th in his Grand Prix career, but this is only his 5th Grand Prix start for Flippy, and only his 2nd Grand Prix start as a kick salver driver. R2B in in 4th position. Key in 5th position. Mehranov in 6th then. Gamer is 7th one then. And now he's got the very fast and hard charge. And look at that. Gamer getting out of the way there for Delando. Goodness me. So I think the Gamer, us yellow flags there. As I think it's one of the Ferraris just getting out of the way, I think. But Gamer there does not want to use Delando says fast up race. Gamer does not want to be involved in that whatsoever, does he? Because he knows that Delando is so much quicker at the moment then. Soft fine from now on, it says Ultimate Beast set. Ooh, interesting stuff then. So the Beast, the world champion, thinks the soft tires are the best, is probably the better tire. Styles and Serious Mushroom both feel that soft tires are a bad call. This is going to get very interesting. That's what I love, actually. We need more races like this where the strategical, where the strategy is cut down the middle, where it's not certain whether to go into the hards, the mediums, or the soft tires. That's the kind of racing we want for F125, but however, we're probably not going to get a lot of that, to be fair. It's probably going to be more copy and paste there. Nameless will have better tyre wear than Duke, says Ultimate Beast said. And is that because of that? Is that because it's got 1 lap less on those medium tyres? Or is that the way Nameless drives it, says Ultimate Beast said. Ultimate Beast said, an experienced handling, as is Mushroom and Styles. They know exactly what the drivers are doing in the cars there. But even those drivers, even the expert analysis of the drivers, do not know what to do in this stage of the race there. Nameless is having a sniff, but nothing more than that into turn 1. What about Kiki, who's all over the back of Flippy? Flippy has lost about half a second somewhere to R2B. As the Gamer is set to pass on race, I think the Gamer just won the fast lap, to be honest. As going down into turn 1, Delando is about 2.5 seconds back, but he's going to really eat into that lead on this lap alone. There he is in the background. Gamer's done a good job, actually, of keeping up there. And the 2 Williams drivers then swapping positions. They're now in 12th and 13th position there for both Williams. Both was on the soft tyres. It hasn't gone too well for the legendary Williams team tonight, sadly. On board Gamer, he is, I think he's just really... was that there was contact, wasn't it? Was that the Mercedes just getting a bit out of shape there? Nameless is still well within DRS range now. Then lap 24, we're into the twilight of this Grand Prix here in Spain. And at the moment, it's been a very impressive race as well here tonight. There's no retirements yet, but there has been a horror shows for Ferrari and for Kaidao. Reflections has struggled in the second half of this race. I'd be interested to know what happened to Reflections there, but he was having a very good opening stint to this race, but on the hard tyres, lost a lot of pace there, hasn't he, in the Haas car. It'd be interesting to hear what happened to Reflection at the end of this one. Down into turn 1 then, is this going to be a change for the lead then? Nameless has a look there, but I reckon Nameless is probably holding back here, isn't he? I'm wondering if he is, if he's judging this moment here, potentially. Flippy, who, I think that Flippy then also then lost a lot of time last time, but this time around, very much all over the gearbox. Through he goes, and up into third position then. Kiki didn't manage to get through at that stage, so that we've also got Riley getting past Marsky, and now up into 10th position. Marsky down to 11th, but it's still an opportunity there for Marsky to get some points on the board then. That'd be fantastic to see indeed, wouldn't it? I thought I was going to sneeze then, but I'm alright for the minute. But I've now got one of those sneezes that just lingers around, which ain't good. So brace yourself, everyone, because there might be a... I didn't find the mute button in time. Oh my word! I think that I've also weed a little as well. That's not good, is it? Goodness me, that's the problem when you get to the mid-30s. Goodness gracious me, I've got a weak bladder. I hope that any of these drivers have got a weak bladder then, because... Oh! Did you see that Duke had a lot of oversteer there halfway through the corner and was lucky to keep it on circuit. And Nameless there just falling back ever so slightly here. Lap 26, and this race is going to be far from done. But whilst them two are fighting each other, look at this then. Flippy, R2B, Kiki and May run up. And all been fighting each other for majority of the race. Look at the background. There's Gamer, and also I was looking, where's Delando? With Delando on soft tyres, R2B is back through. Thank you, Serious Mushroom. Bless you, my child, as we go into turn 1. I couldn't find the mute button either, goodness me. There's a lot of panic whilst I was trying to find that mute button. Mr. Raging Bull then up into 13th position now, then getting past the Williams cars. On the soft tyres as well, Mr. Raging Bull is outside chance of points potentially. Here's Marsky having a look there, but it's going to be a great battle between Marsky and Riley for the final point there as R2Beat's had an issue, and I think the Kiki's also through as well. What's happened to R2Beat then? And Kiki on the outside, and of course he's seen last lap there. I think there's a bit of contact, or was there issues there with R2Beat getting on the power out of turn 6 or 5, something like that, out of turn 5, and because of that then that's cost him. And now what can Kiki do? Lack of penalties in the top 10. Only 3 drivers have got penalties so far. The mediums will be close to giving up, but no way will they lose 12 seconds. Yes, 13 seconds now. And I'm wondering if that is because of these drivers have been fighting so hard that it's just allowed the top 2 to get away. Because they've basically been racing away since the get-go in this one, haven't they? They haven't really. And here's Kiki, and Kiki who's been in the hardest spot. There's going to be 3 abreast in the turn 1, and R2B takes third position. Kiki's gone deep, and Kiki's all contact there between Flippy and Kiki, and now then, and Kiki dropping down into 5th position there. Then Kiki falls into 3rd position at one point as someone lost more than he's gained in that situation. Now there's Delando, who is now who of course is on the softer tyre here. He's going to have much more grip than he's going to go for. He's going to throw on the inside. Delando inside. May run on first, go down. Look at this, and as he's fighting, he's up the inside and takes the position there. And through he goes, and Delando had to throw up the inside there because he probably felt that he is getting caught in this DRS train, and Delando made it up into 6th position now. Next target is Kiki, but after this then, after Kiki is Flippy, and then RSP as well, as Aston Martin doing a good job today. They're going to really home in on Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship. That if things stay as they are, and if there's no penalties either, both those 2 statements are massive ifs as well, because anything can happen, and it usually does. Beats Kane got stuck on his brake pedal. Goodness gracious me! Out the final turn, then, and now R2B is now leading this gaggle of cars. Then 4/10 of a second the gap is, 3/10 of a second, 2/10 of a second, 1/10 of a second. It is equal, and Flippy back into 3rd position. As Reflex has got a 3-second penalty as well. R2Beat then. Oh my goodness me! And I thought there was contact on the outside. Goes to Delando, and through he goes. Magnificent there from Delando. And now up into 5th position there for the former bronze world champion. Next target is R2Beat. Flippy is about 7/10 of a second away. He's gone for 3/10 of a second. Oh, who's that? And that's the Gamer up the inside. And Gamer's trying to get past Kiki. A bit of roughhousing going on here. And Gamer is through. No, he's not through, as Kiki is not letting this one go. And now, though, he might have a run down into turn 11 then. Through into the very fast Cox corner. Look, Flippy's almost out of DRS range. Up the inside goes the Mercedes driver. No, not quite. He'll have a good run down into turn 1. Yes, this is a critical time now. R2B is going to have to find every ounce of pace he can in these last 2 sectors. And he's still in DRS, and that's crucial. That's very crucial indeed. That Nameless still behind at the moment. Nameless there is probably waiting to the final couple of laps here, isn't he? Incredible stuff indeed. Driver of the day is out then, so I must say it's very difficult to choose, isn't it? Who is going to be your driver today? Kiki, Nameless, R2B, or Marsky then? And a shout out to Duke as well, who's doing a great job out there. But of course, as a reserve driver, you do not get a driver of the day, unless of course you're Welsh Maldonado. Serious Mushroom still feels that pain from the British Grand Prix a few years ago. Marsky back into 10th position as well. Why do I bring that up, Sean? Oh, look at this, and now Gamer is on through, passes Kiki, and up into 6th position there. Kiki dropping down 7th, but Gamer does have penalties, of course, and these guys fighting for position is now allowing them, Delando and R2Beat, then to stretch away. Oh, at this stage of proceedings then. All right, get your votes in now, ladies and gentlemen, then. Well, I don't have to get your votes in now, because we've got 4 more laps then before those driver of the day vote closes. At the moment, Nameless 67% of the vote, then 33% for Kiki. But still, we've got 4 grueling laps in this one. Nameless has got past Mayronav as well. Mayronav dropping out. Dropping a bit of positions here is Mayronav. But of course, 3-second penalties as well. But luckily behind him, all other drivers behind him have got penalties as well. We'll take a look at the penalty situation in just a jiffy. Look at this, and R2B, who's almost out of DRS range a lap ago, now all of a sudden is well within DRS range, and is now going to get past Flippy and make it back on the podium. He's done it, you know. Great stuff indeed. That Gamer in 6th position, Kiki in 7th there, with Jay Hinks is now in 8th position, with Mayronav in 9th position. Jay Hinks on the same life of tyre as Delando, who's made his way way up into 6th position then. What can Jay Hings do though from here on in as well? It's going to get very juicy in the final stage of on the final couple of laps then. That 30 out of 33. So, remember bronze back in Season 7 between Brooksy, between Jay Hings, and between Kiki. This, it was getting very tactical, wasn't it, in the Grand Prix in bronze for the championship there. Now tonight, Nameless is going to be doing something similar shortly. He's just sat back at the moment, Nameless is there. He does not want to overtake too early, otherwise this could harm his challenge for the Grand Prix win. He's going for his 4th Grand Prix win of his career here tonight in Spain. Not in Spain, as a 4th Grand Prix wins in Spain, his 4th Grand Prix win of his career. Lap 31 then, he's got 2 more laps to go then, has Nameless said. Is he going to go for it? Is he going to? Not quite then. Yellow flag then, as Gordo is having a nightmare Grand Prix, sadly. Out of the final turn then, is Flippy going to play the same game here? Well, Gamer's not though, because Gamer's trying to get past Delando here. Look, Flippy's gone through. I reckon Archie beat that. He's not the throttle there. And now they're going all 2-3 wide, then contact, and Delando's had to get out of it. And Gamer trying to have a sniff as well, but no dice then. Riley and Marsky also fighting for position as well. And I think that this is going to be, there's going to be a lot of tears in this Grand Prix towards the end of this one, I feel. And look at that. Jay Hings trying to go to the inside. Oh, cut out a 10-second penalty. A lot of frustration for the Haas car tonight. Whoa, up the inside goes Jay Hings, and he's thrown up the inside. Has he done it? Not quite. Delando, I think, did something similar, but unfortunately couldn't get the drive. And R2 beat once again, only 2 tenths of a second away. Look at that, less than 10th of a second away then from losing the DRS, which is crucial in this Grand Prix. Very crucial indeed. Then if you lose DRS, then I think you've lost a chance for a podium for the drivers behind him now. So R2B once again, like 2 laps ago, has got to have an abs. Oh, but that's the snap of oversteer has going to cost him mightily here. It's all about inches, and the car is feeling very unstable now. That is I feel that this is a part of the race then that we're going to look back on now, especially for Flippy, who's on course to score his first podium of his career in Formula 1. Then his best result was 4th so far. And look at this, Delando's made his way up to the 4th position, but here comes Gamer. Gamer's up in the 4th position. Yes, he's through. Wow, magnificent 2 for the price of 1. Fantastic stuff indeed. Then bug off, as they say in the stores, and buy 1, you get 1 free. Fantastic there. Gamer now into 4th position. Delando in 5th. 6th is Jay Hings. Yellow. Nameless is off the circuit. Oh no! And Nameless, who's the championship leader, and it's the same issue that driver out in qualifying. He's trying to get his car going, but Nameless is off the circuit, and there's a lot of frustration for Nameless. Oh my goodness me! He has thrown away a potential Grand Prix win here tonight, and a potential 25 points for Nameless. Oh my goodness gracious me. Nameless, who's drove a superlative race for 32 laps, and all of a sudden Duke, who has not finished higher than 7th in his career, is now on final lap to win the Spanish Grand Prix. Flippy, who's not had a high result, better than 4th position, going to be on the podium as well. Gamer has a penalty, of course, then, but so Delando could be on the podium there, and let's see if Delando could get back into the championship. But R2B then, who's driven a superb drive as well. R2B then is going to go on the outside. Delando, can he defend the inside? He's going to, but then R2B goes wide. Oh, contact between the 2 cars. Delando and R2B fight for 4th position, which will be a de facto third. And Kiki, who is had a difficult drive, but this is the kind of drive that Kiki will be looking at, and potentially these are the drives that Kiki needs more of, but where he's not going for podiums or Grand Prix wins. He is just going for points, and at the moment he's driving superbly well. Is Kiki, but look at that. There's R2B that has planted his car nicely into 4th corner. My goodness gracious me then. But Gamer's now almost got the gap that he needs, and incredible stuff indeed then, as we now come into the final couple of corners then, and Duke, who's never finished hard in 7th in his Grand Prix career in silver so far, exits the final corner, and Duke and Nameless had an absolutely stonking battle, but it's going to be Duke who's on top. He wins the Spanish Grand Prix. Fantastic. Jake. Oh, Kiki! I knew we said that Kiki needed days like this, but this has gone horribly wrong for Kiki, who has dropped down into 10th position now. He might get himself back up to 7th with drivers that he's got penalties in front of him, but Kiki should be higher than that then. And what happened there then, as on one of his contact then. But today it is Duke's day, his first Grand Prix win of his career in Grand Prix racing. Flippy on the podium as well. His best result for Flippy, and Delando is in third position, and that is a important day for Delando, and I think that Delando would retake the lead in the driver standings by 3 points ish, something like that. I'm sure Delando takes the lead in the championship by 3 points then, and what an incredible way that with just 1 lap to go, this race completely turned on its head, didn't it? My goodness gracious me. Well, the McLaren did win just like last week, but today it is the turn of the Duke. He wins the Spanish Grand Prix. There is going to be a lot of unhappy drivers in that race there, but whether I feel that there's a lot of errors in that race rather than any contact and major dive bombs, in my opinion. But I could be saying that tongue in cheek because I must say I can't remember half that race, to be honest. Which is never a good thing when he's got to do some interviews in it, which is good stuff, isn't it? Oh, goodness gracious me. Right, there's the podium, but let's take a look at the final classification from the Spanish Grand Prix. Duke, second win, his first ever win of his career, and his best result, he only had 7th up until this race, he wins his first race of his career. Flippy, second position today, his best result after 4th before today is now a second position. Delando takes the lead in the Drivers' Championship in third. R2B, what a driving fourth then for R2B. Does that put himself back in the championship hunt? Game a great return with Jay Hinks in 6th position. Kiki 7th third. Costly mistake for Kiki potentially. Mayron on pole sitter down in 8th position with Mr. Rage now. Marsky gets his first points of the season 10th. Nameless thrown away a potential Grand Prix win, or at least a podium and the championship lead. Irvine, Reflections, Riley far fastest up with Vestier, Kaidal and Gordo all finished the Grand Prix, and no retirements in this incredible Spanish Grand Prix. Oh my goodness gracious me. And I've got Flippy that has joined me in the gantry now. Let me get my interview screen up then, as you do not want to see our thingamajig in the background. Flippy, your best result, I was saying up until today, was 4th position, but a bit of hard luck, especially in Imola a week ago. But today you did get a second position in. So does that put the rights of potentially what went wrong in Imola then, or is that something you can't gain back?
Points wise, I don't know. I'm not sure because currently I'm like 40 something points to the P3 and the drivers. So I think points wise, I don't think it's a gain back at all from for Imola on this. But yeah, confidence most definitely because after Imola, like I had such a good qualifying in Imola, like getting put on the last lap and then just getting taken out like that on not even turn one. Before turn one was like a confident taker. But yeah, getting a podium may definitely help with confidence.
And then of course the racing was very difficult to judge. Then there was no safety cars or anything like that. Then did you factor in that this race is potentially going to be safety car less in this Grand Prix when you was thinking about your strategy, or was your strategy always nailed down? It's going to be a simple one stop.
Yeah, basically simple one stop. Like going into the race, I was just trying to like not take crazy strategy calls, just stick with the normal traditional medium hard strategy and just box with the pack because I know I have race pace and my qualifying was bad today and I knew that I had pace. So I just stuck with the traditional strategy and then just let the race unfold.
And of course, in the second stint, then it was very difficult to understand who was doing what. I was certainly confused when you was in the car and you was racing against the likes of R to beat the likes of Kiki, Mayron off as well. And how difficult was it to understand what was going on in that race and who to fight and who not to fight?
To be fair, I was just trying to stay within the top two of the pack I was in. So I was just managing the gap. When I was in the lead of the pack, I was just managing the gap to the car behind me. So like, I was just looking at the gap behind me, not behind me. But yeah, it's hard. It's always hard when you're in a DRS train like that with drivers like Kiki and out to like good drivers like that. It's always hard to be in a pack with them.
I was saying how crucial it was to break out the DRS range of RCB. There was one lap where you almost did, and then I think at the end of the race there you did break out a DRS set. Did you think that that was the turning point in your race and potentially to nail on this podium today?
Yeah, there was. I think that was that was the turning point because obviously there was a Alpine I think that was on soft that was like charging through the pack. I was more worried about him than the other hard runners. So when I got the lead at like lap 30, I tried to break the DRS train to R2B, but it didn't work. So I just recharged lap 31 or something like that, and then went for it again, and it worked out.
And at second position today, a Grand Prix win in Canada next week?
I don't know. Canada, I don't think. Yeah, I haven't done any league racing in Canada this game, so probably not.
I'm going to actually bet against that. I reckon you're going to get a win. Well done today, Flippy. What a drive to second position. Superb stuff indeed. Let's come to Delando, who's our new championship leader, I think. And Delando,
Should
I
be.
must admit, I was feeling a bit sceptical about your soft tyre switch towards the end of that race then. But goodness me, you put me on my place there for a great for today. But do you feel that this was a nailed on podium when you went on to soft tyres?
Let's just try hope for the best. To be fair, like try to get much possession I possibly could, but the train had like halted for like good amount of time. To be fair, so I wasn't thinking of a podium. It's try to get good points on the board. It's just try consistent laps on the board. So wasn't expecting a podium. That's pretty much a lucky podium.
But fortune favours the brave, I think, as I think it was David Coulthard that said that. Probably not.
Mm.
But you also take the lead in the driver's standings today, then, and Nameless made a bit of a mistake towards the end. Then now it's kind of feels like it's going to be a season. It's going to be yo-yoing around. You had a bit of a horror show in Imola a week ago. Do you think that now you've got this lead, then that you can start to relax and take your foot off the pedal, or is that not what you can do?
No, I think these kind of championships is like you have to continue on. To be fair, like try keeping momentum going in that kind of way. So yeah, try keeping momentum going.
And also, you had a great, I think you had a great overtake. I think it was turn 5 or 6, and I think you did it twice there. And with your soft tyres towards the end of the race, then was that what you're having to do? Then you can't just wait for the DRS down the back straight, as you mentioned with DRS. Then, so did you have to catch the drivers by surprise to come through that field?
Absolutely, because I have no straight line speed as shown. To be fair, on the main straight, so I had to be outside the box, outside the DRS range. So that's the only place I could do either turn 3 or turn 5 or turn 6, whatever you call it. So had to think outside the box on that one.
And of course, it did get a bit spicy to turn 1 and turn 2 as well. Then I think it was the last lap. I can't remember who it was against now, but I got to say, my toes were very much all twinkled up towards the end. Now, was you a bit concerned about losing all the momentum you gained in that final couple of laps there when it was getting a bit touchy in turn 1 and 2?
I was worried for a bit, to be fair, like especially 3 wide to like go into one is like I thought what do you call it? It's either go what do I call it? Try it or go home. Pretty much like trying like to keep it on the track, which is pretty much there. So that's
And of course, going into Canada next week, then Flippy's not feeling too confident, but I reckon I could put a cheeky £5 bet on there. I might even put a cheeky £5 bet on you as well. Then I like to edge my bets. How are you feeling going into Canada? It's a race of attrition. It's a race of all kinds of variable weather on there. So how are you feeling for Canada? A completely different challenge.
it's hit and miss for me. Like to be fair, it depends on how I come up with it. So I hopefully I think the track limits will be one of the problems. So have to stay out the track limits and hopefully less pens on the way.
Really good stuff. Well done today, Delana. Great job indeed. And that's your 29th podium of your silver career. Fantastic stuff indeed. Goodness gracious,
Yeah,
those numbers are getting high. And your 75th Grand Prix start as well. And let's come to Duke then. And Duke, I was saying before the start of this race that your best race start, best race finish, I'd say, was 7th position. Now all of a sudden, now you've got a Grand Prix
Yeah,
win. And what a way to do it as well against a formidable opponent in the terms of Nameless.
yeah. It was a really tough race today, to be fair. I've had like 3 races in Spain already. We have done the same strategy and then it never worked out because I was never on the front row. But when I was able to get ahead of Marianov in 2 turn 1, and then Nameless was the person just ahead of me, I was like, okay, since we have two soft runners together, then we could probably work together. So that was the plan in the first instance. And then the plan was to also undercut him and then pull a gap on him because I felt I was quicker over the lap, but he was very quick on the straights. So I tried that. It worked for a while. But then for every person who hadn't pitted that we caught up to, he was getting DRS down the back streets. So it was gaining him a lot of lap time. And then immediately he got into my DRS with like, I think 10 laps to go. I was like, okay, that's it. But luckily for me on the final lap, I don't know, he lost it.
And I must say, so because we didn't see it on stream then, and first thing that came to mind, I'm a cynical person, Duke. I always like, oh, where's our contact?
Yeah.
But Nameless just lost it, did he, in the turn 6?
Yes, correct. So I think on the penultimate lap, actually, I was pushing. So I'll keep the gap like at maybe 6 to 7 tenths. So he wouldn't have a chance to pass me into turn 1, which meant he also had to push. And then he lost traction, I think, out of turn 6.
And of course, I would say that as much as I was saying about your best result was 7th, but you have been threatening this Grand Prix win for Grand Prix win and podiums for a long time now. You just seem to always have a bit of bad luck halfway through the races or at the beginning. Do you feel
Yeah.
that now you've got this Grand Prix win, you're kind of now going to be unleashed then for the rest of the drivers to really hold you back then? So do you feel that now that this is going to be a platform where you're just going to keep winning and winning and winning because you certainly have the pace?
Um, I think, to be honest, the grid is quite close, and it's almost like anybody in the top 10 could win. If you check Imola, for example, we're in the DRS train for a very long time, and I think what helped Kiki winning that race was because he had no pens. But today, I think the reason why it was much easier today was because a lot of people got the strategy wrong. I expected much more people to start on softs and then go on to mediums, but only two of us. I think only two of us at the front of the grid did that, which was quite odd, to be honest.
And one more question from me then, and I would love to see you full time at the moment then, because you have raced a couple of times in silver. Then is that going to be on the cards for you in the future then, or at the moment can't you commit?
I've raced in bronze once. I think that was on F1 23. I also had a little bit of bad luck there, but I like to race in bronze. I think I might do that maybe this Sunday if I'm chance because my Sunday league is currently on holiday, so I think I might do that this Sunday.
I hope you don't race abroad because that's where I race and I'm rubbish at it anyway. Brilliant stuff today. Well done today, Duke, with a great Grand Prix win. Your first win of your career. Flippy getting on the podium for the first time as well. And Delando been on the podium 29 times in his career. Fantastic stuff indeed. In his 75th Grand Prix start as well. Magnificent. Tomorrow is actually bronze as well. And I'm going to be honest, tomorrow is going to be very fine indeed, isn't it? Of course, the bronze championship at the moment, it is so incredibly tight. And 7 points separates Luke and Dan Dan. To another count out, Don Montano is about 29 points away. And of course, Cirrus Marshall outside opportunity as well, 43 points adrift fed. That's going to be very interesting indeed. Kick Salvador have got a decent lead already over Alpine by 59 points. Knowles is going to be taking you through that one. I cannot wait then. Well, I can because I think it's going to be a nightmare for me. But it's going to be a great race to watch. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.